Like, I really set a standard for my family, bro. Like Hall of Fame type of standard, bro.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Welcome to One Buck, where we keep it a buck, and we hope y'all keep it a buck too. I'm Kev. This is Coop, man. This is One Buck Podcast-a-roni. You feel what I'm saying, man? And look.
One Buck Pasta. How do you say that?
One Buck Podcast-a-roni. we the cast-a-roni over here, man. Look, I'm only saying that because, man, I'm very, very excited about what we're doing. Like I said, I always am excited to do this, man. I damn near don't want to miss out on the shows when we're locking in. And I just feel like we one of the ones, man. We're going to keep bringing that heat. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep bringing y'all banging episodes, man. We're going to bring you guys a different genre of everything. When we bring a show, expect to see something different every time. Don't expect to see us on the same kind of topics, man. But, you know, with this one, I just wanted to, you know, crack it off, you know, without further ado. You know, let's not waste any time. Let's dive right into it as we normally say. We're going to kind of open up your mind, you know what I mean? Put that fat on your head. This one is in regard to Mr. Derrick Rose, man. I caught a real interesting interview with him, and I kind of let my son listen to this. And, you know, before we get to talking about it, man, it was a very deep conversation. We will play the audio on here real quick and let you guys chime in, and then we'll be right back.
Like, I really set a standard for my family, bro. Like Hall of Fame type of standard, bro. Like, right now, I'm in the process of building. I got my own library, bro, that I'm gonna hand off to my family, bro. I'm the first to get an LLC in my family. I'm the first to sign for 8-9 figures. I'm not saying money is anything, but when you're a working man, I'm the first to do it. Right. I'm the first to have an occupation where I could travel the world. And since I was 18, 19, I'm the first one, I mean, the list go on. Yeah. I'm the first to do a lot. But those Hall of Fame numbers to me, and don't get me wrong, because they probably don't put me in like the Hall of Fame or none of that shit like one day, but it's not gonna kill me or nothing because I executed every way, every step of the way, with expectations on me since sixth grade. Hey, you know you're supposed to. After I won like a couple championships, hey, you know you got to win that next one. I did. Hey, you know you got to win in college. I went to the championship. Right. Hey, you know you got to win in the league. I got close. I won MVP with it though. And I've been on some successful teams, but I got pretty close. Hey, you know you got to do it. And the next journey is going to be something else. And I know I'm going to smash that. And that's what I'm setting up with now. You see this right? The shit, Rose Chess. The Rose Club. This is a chess club I'm starting up, bro. Wow. I'll get you one. But this, like, getting kids to, like, critically think, bro. Like, the only time kids critically think now is when they about to cause harm on a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Or but seriously, about to cause harm, though. You know what I mean? Thinking that they gonna get away with some shit. In reality, you get caught. And you using that energy in the wrong way. Right. Think before you pull that trigger. Think before you go mask up and get out that car. Think about your family. The only reason they don't feel like they don't care is because they feel like they ain't a part of shit. If you have a family or if you knew history that go along with it, I always felt like, keep going. No, for sure. Like if you don't know the history to it, you lost. The history make you whole, bro.
I used to I don't know, maybe I was different from people around me, but I wasn't that different. Because I used to sit and thinking like, how the hell we here? Like, it ain't just slavery. We ain't just, what else is there to us? Because it was depressing, seeing like friends getting shot and all that stuff, like people dying, and just not having like a legacy or something great to attach yourself to. Something, and I feel like this billions of kids out there that feel the same way, that feel like I don't have nothing great to attach myself to. To say that I was part of that, or I got the same blood as, you know what I mean? Like, not having that, and just feeling like, you know, you go to school, they say, oh yeah, I was butt naked in Africa, and we snatched y'all up, brought y'all over here for 400 years. We said, y'all niggas gonna be free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's nothing to take pride in, and you want to belong to something. And it wasn't until I started studying religions and finding a connection with myself and some of the people, the figures that I've heard about forever, but now thinking in my mind, oh, they're black, they're like me.
Yeah.
What? King David might have looked like me, or such and such, or something. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
That gave me a sense of pride that made me hold my head high and make better decisions. Because I felt like, nah, there's greatness in me. I can be something great because I know I come from it. A lot of these kids, they're just looking for something to belong to. They don't even have like proper families. You know what I mean? And cousins doing fuck shit, that ain't that close to see them in the street walk by. Like they just looking for something to connect to that has some sort of notoriety.
I feel you.
It's important to take our history prior to slavery. You know, that's another thing too. That's where a lot of connections are.
Yes, sir.
Great, you know.
Yeah, you could be running around in these streets and not know. Yeah, you come from Mansa Musa. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing the greatness within yourself.
Speaking of that, I would like to ask a couple questions. On your chest.
It's big time.
On your chest.
Yes.
Is that a black Israelite?
What are you talking about? On this Mansa Musa.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Mansa Musa. Yes, sir.
Clearly. And then I noticed on the other side you have your family.
Yes.
Who's the Grim Reaper?
Explain.
You have the Grim Reaper on your arm.
No.
Be the Grim Reaper.
No, it ain't that.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I love magic. So my favorite magician was like Houdini. My name Pooh. I conflated Pooh and Dini and put Pooh-Dini. So it was some kids shit. I was in high school when I got the tat. You know what I'm saying? Like some shit like that. And I ended up doing some shit like that. But that's what I mean, being a part of like what you were just talking about, being a part of the Matrix. I didn't shake out of that shit until after I got hurt. So a lot of people may look at my story and be like, man, he's the biggest what if, blah, blah, blah. You right. What if I didn't get injured? I wouldn't have found myself. I still would have been a part of the fucking circus, bro.
What is the circus?
I mean, going along with the act.
Break it down, because okay. You got into that, yeah.
All right, let me just tell you.
Right.
The circus. Only looking up shit that's on Instagram that they feed to you. That's the circus. Where it's like, oh, Black history, you learn something about Black history, and it's like, oh, I'm about to look this up now. That's the Matrix. Instead of you going and looking up, like, all right, if I'm into cameras, I want to know who made Sony, and I want to know how did he make his money, and who was his family, and what school did he go to, and what was his interest in making camera, what triggered him to make that camera, instead of you seeing it online, like, oh, a Black man made a camera, or something made a camera, this and that. I want to know the interest, and I didn't understand that till after I got hurt. Like the hat I got on, like my nigga. Yeah, for sure, but. This is my Liberty Bell, bro. You feel me? This is I'm free, bro. Like, I'm trying to get as much liberation as possible. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wear the hat. Motherfuckers want to know why I wear the hat. I wear the hat because I'm trying to break free. I'm trying to get free. I'm trying to get as much knowledge as possible. I'm done with information and education. because it could be weaponized. Information, education, how can it be weaponized? They told you Christopher Columbus discovered America. That's weaponized because he didn't lay foot on the fucking on the ground here. He just went around it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They started us off in Jamestown. There was people here way before Jamestown. It was people here way before the Indians. It was people, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, and we wasn't living in teepee. It was a lot of people that weren't living in teepees.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, here, New York, it was called New Amsterdam before New York.
That's a fact.
You get what I'm saying?
1624.
1620, facts.
Right, Henry Hudson.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to know. And that's the journey that I've been on. Like, yeah, you may think I'm this drab-ass individual, but it's like a concept. It's all a facade. I just want you to think wherever, think I'm a hooper. All right, cool.
Right.
None of these kids never played for like money like that. So like mine came from like, all right, playing 101s. All right, like my guy Sino, he used to come up there, his dad used to always give him money. And that was like my little rival in the hood. Like he went to like a little school, a smaller school than I did, but he used to always like go against me and my guy Tim, the big Tim I was telling you about. But I seen how much money you got. He was like 50, all right, let's shoot threes for 50. Let's shoot threes, but only $5 a shot. Like shit like that. That's how I used to like work on my game. But other than that, it's me with a ball and me imagining that somebody is in front of me guarding me. And so that's why I be teaching my son. Like, man, you never just shooting a shot, just fucking around shooting a shot. You always thinking that somebody's like guarding you. You playing against somebody.
Right.
And that's how I used to use my imagination. You know what I'm saying? Like, after a while, I got better than everybody in my neighborhood. So they're like, man, I ain't playing with him. Like, ain't no point in playing against you. So I stopped hooping like that in my neighborhood. But it was like, all right, I'm going to the gym. Dre take me to the gym. I'll work out. Then I'll leave the gym. I'll go back. I'll sit in my room and be like, damn, like, how can I make that workout better? Damn, I gotta add, like I gotta flip the ball a little bit better, like off the rim, or like he hit me, I gotta hit his body before I like actually get all the way to the rim, or the passing. Like I gotta make sure my passes are like precise. Like I can't throw no lazy passes. Right. And I'm working on that shit by myself, like with a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? Because that's who Dre was, and he was a drug dealer, bro. In the gym, fucking around, like, but he believed in my dream with me. You know what I'm saying? He saw something, and that's all that I needed to see. And that's all my mom needed to see. Like at first when I brought around my mom and my brothers and them, I'm like, man, I'm hanging with Dre. My brothers and them knew what it was. Like, you know you're gonna be safe. But my mom, I was scared that my mom wasn't gonna let me around them until like she met him. She heard him, like she saw like how much he loved me and like saw how much he took care of me, that she was like, all right, I know you good now. Right. But dude, like Dre, he wasn't a hooper at all. Like, but that's exactly what it was.
Because you get to the hoop so easily.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the body contact?
Just from in my park.
Iverson in that sense.
In my park, it was no fouls.
Well, no blood, no fouls.
No fouls, bro. Yeah, no fouls. Yeah. So you got to figure out how to like make the layup. If you want to win the game, you got to learn how to make the layups with like playing through contact. And little did I know that shit would like translate to me getting to the league, and now you getting calls. Like that's something that you can't like duplicate or like mimic now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but even for my son, I be wanting him to like. I mean, his path is his story. His story is gonna be his own story. His path is gonna be his own path. But I try to create those environments for him. You know what I'm saying? Like he be at the line. Now I was gonna bring him here. Was I lying? I was gonna bring him. I don't hide nothing from my son at all. At all, because his uncles and cousins say some of the craziest shit more than you. Like I I put him in them environments so that like he see what it is. And you seeing dad, you seeing dad, like I'm this way 24/7, bro. Yeah. I'm never gonna steer you in the wrong direction. I'm never gonna like tell you some bullshit that I didn't go through. That like just I'm not gonna hide nothing from you. In which like society is sensitive. Everybody's sensitive now. Yeah. And they try to protect. It's cool, but I feel like you could control the environment a little bit to make it certain ways, or how can I put it?
It's kind of to show them what it is without them being exposed in an uncontrolled situation.
Hey, exactly. That's exactly what it is. And like hoop, he down there hooping. I'm on the side. I'm clapping hard. I'm yelling at him. I'm doing everything. I'm behind him. I'm acting as if like he's in the game. He's 9. I didn't start like playing for real till I was in 6th grade. He's in 4th grade. So I'm telling him like really I know he got 2 years before I could really gauge where he's at. But I want to see what he got at 4th grade. He got it in him. I swear to God, he got it in him, bro. Look, I'm recording him one time, bro, and he started crying, like during the workout. This is his first workout with me a couple like months ago. He started crying, and during the workout, I want to see where he at. Like, nigga, you gonna fight or what? I ain't telling him this, but in my mind, I'm just thinking like, where are you at? Yeah. So I'm telling him like, bro, he just moved out here to New York, been around his mom a lot. I'm telling him like, bro, me talking to you in a stern way don't mean that I'm yelling at you. You're crying, and I'm only talking to you right now. That don't make no sense. I'm like, do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, I get what you're saying. You want to go upstairs? Yeah, I want to go upstairs. Nope, you ain't going upstairs. Right. You're going to finish this workout. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. We shoot 2 next spot. We finna finish with 2 spots left. The little nigga making every shot while he's crying. Art on my line? Every shot while he's crying, bro. And that's what I wanted to see. Yeah. Like, all right, you got it in you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got it in you, bro.
Function through it.
You can function through it. And now it's up to my job to help you control them emotions. Right. Emotions ain't nothing but chemicals. It's sad to say that, like, I mean, I read a lot, like, so, like, me understand, like, it's chemicals. Tens of thousands of chemicals build up in your body. Your cortisol goes and to your glands, but the kicker is you can get addicted to the drug that your chemicals create. So think about it. You thinking about some fucked up shit, or you thinking about your emotions. But I'm saying you thinking about some fucked up shit, and you steady like thinking about it, them emotions come up, but you get addicted to them chemicals.
And you get stuck in that zone.
You get anchored to your demise. You feel me? It's a drug, bro. Them chemicals become a drug, bro. And you love the feeling so much. You think that you don't, but your body craved them fucking chemicals. And that thought can fucking create some shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm trying to help him figure it out. Like, I see he got it in him, but it comes from, like, being around his mom. I'm not with his mom, and I'm not with his mom like that. So, but great relationship, but just not. He was in Chicago. Yeah. When you're around your mom, you catch them tendencies. I was the same way. You be around your mom, you be emotional, and nobody gonna tell you, hey, stop acting like a little bride, bro. Shut the fuck up.
But it's facts.
They call that toxic masculinity.
Yeah. Hey, nah, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
We talk to the family.
Yeah, no time, but still.
That's what they call it. It's not. I'm with you.
Together with the balance.
But still, nobody ain't there to steer him in the right direction to help him control it. So that's why I feel like that's where I'm at now with my kid. Like he here, I got him like going to school, he playing flag football. I was just at his flag football game earlier, he playing football, and just seeing him like just happy, you know what I'm saying? That's like the best shit in the world, seeing like teaching him how to become a big brother, like to his siblings. Like, damn, that's having all my kids under one roof. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I'm waking up. Not saying I was worried about him like when he was with his mom and shit, but it's nothing like having your kids under one roof. Like, that's facts. So.
What are you doing to prepare him? What are you doing to prepare him to handle this thing that almost broke you?
I feel like by talking to him. Like, that's why I wish my dad was there to me, just to have a conversation. Right. Because I'm never gonna have a conversation where it's like some bullshit. Like, I bullshit talk with him sometimes, but most of the time I'll be trying to like just ask him questions. Hey, when was you want to make it to the NBA, right? Yeah. When was the advent of the NBA? When was the NBA invented? Hey, you say you want to be there, you gotta know this shit. 1946, who invented the NBA? You gotta know this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know everything that comes along Dr. Naismith. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know everything that comes along with it. Like, in Canada, exactly. Facts.
The circus, though.
Yeah.
The circus.
Yeah.
How do you prepare him for what comes with being not just a successful basketball player, assuming that that's where it's going to go, because I'm looking at his coach, but a Rose. He's now walking in your footsteps. He's Derrick. He doesn't just get to be who he is until he turns into that.
Yeah.
Curry was Del Curry's son for a long time before he became Steph. You think what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to be D. Rose's kid.
I mean, I tell them, I was around MJ kids when they were growing up. So I see them, I actually played against them. I'm going to bust their ass. That's why I tell him, bruh, they going to try to get you on the island, they going to bust your ass. The analogy I use for that, you want to be the sledgehammer or the ant. You feel what I'm saying? Because you be the ant, you on that island. It's very scary on that island. When you out there in that whole gym saying, oh, and oh, and you sticking somebody, and or you want to be the motherfucker that's bringing the ball up and they saying it for you. You get what I'm saying? It's only the sledgehammer or the ant. You don't kill, like, I tell, what you kill an ant with? Like, he ain't understand. A sledgehammer. Like, you give nobody no type of confidence. You kill them. Because that's how I was raised. Even though, like I said, I don't give it off like that or come off like that, but when I'm on that court, that's what it was.
You guys got an opportunity and a chance to really hear what Derrick Rose was putting down in this interview.
Shy is different.
And with me, the question of this comes out of this is, would D Rose be a megastar? Say if this guy didn't get hurt,
be D Rose?
would he be D Rose as he was in the past, in the future, had he would not have came up the things that he came up against? And this is one thing that he was talking about in this interview, by the way. And he kind of gave off a couple rants because everybody feels like what their definition of MVP is and so on and so forth. But if you heard in that interview, Mr. Derrick Rose said he is an MVP. He's not he's not worried about being an NBA MVP. He was an MVP to his family.
Right.
He's one of the first ones to go to college and get a degree. He's one of the first ones to be multi-millionaire in his family. So his definition of MVP is breaking the mold throughout where he came from. You know what I'm saying? And you got to look at that, man. You can't count accolades just straight up and down on the court. The man was a baller,
a generational curse.
Yeah, and you can't knock it. If the man was an MVP, fell off in his game, he still found a way to stay relevant.
Right.
He still found a way to work at his game. He still found a way to be the elite player, because you can't take away the guy wasn't never elite.
Was a dog.
He was a dog.
I don't care what anybody say. Like, just because you go ahead, man. Finish.
I'm just saying, in that interview, man, they hit a lot of topics. Just asked him what his thoughts was, coming from Chicago, you know what I mean? Going through the adversity, coming up with a single parent in the household. his definition of where he thought he would have been if he wouldn't have got injured. He said some real stuff to these people, bro. Like, it really hit close to home with him saying what he's saying about him being the MVP.
And it's major in times right now, still to this day.
Yep.
You don't have to do what it is that you was doing if you're out here in the streets because you feel like you had no choice.
Yep.
No, you always have ultimatums. You always do.
Every day you wake up.
If you was a sports star or stud, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to your sports craft, you're cold in your city, you're cold in your section, you're known. You know, they just don't do it the way that how it was when we was coming up. Like the OGs used to see the ones who had a future and they used to try to, you know, get them up out of the gang or keep them up out of the streets. There's none of that no more.
Yep.
So now pretty much it becomes you know, free game.
Yep.
Free game meaning you better protect yourself. You better have some street smarts. You better have some wit about yourself in these books. You better have all the tools that you need to get by because if not, you fish food to the sharks. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's what it basically boils down to. But I encourage a lot of younger cats to take the message, not the mess, that was incorporated out of this interview, because it's real deep. It's real deep.
Mm-hmm.
It's some hope for y'all. It's some light. You know what I mean? But it goes down way too many times. But in that city, bro, the Shy, it's a Midwest version of Cali. You know that. You know what I mean? It's a way of life. Like, I got I would kind of say I got ties to that because family members were tied to that life over there.
Mm-hmm.
God rest their souls. I don't like really, you know, speaking too much on that, but like I said, like, it is a way of life. Like, you know what I mean? Over there, it's a way of life in Cali. It's a way of life in New York. It's a way of life anywhere now at this point. But it's like, still the for him to have the last name that he has, to grow up out of the concrete in the section that he did, he stands behind his last names. You know what I'm saying? Most certainly. And that's, hats off to you, young dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've always been a player that I've admired. I've hated the fact that you had to go through your situations of your injuries, but you bounce back and you're at least still around or relevant. You know what I mean? You're still relevant. I'm not irrelevant. My bad. That was a bad choice. Relevant. You're still relevant.
You're hella relevant.
I said irrelevant. You're relevant, my guy.
Multiple teams, you know, Chicago, Cleveland. You know, he's been all over Utah. You know what I mean? So the guy has definitely found a way to stay relevant.
He's a dog.
But I say to you though, if he didn't get injured, how would you end that sentence?
Oh my God.
How would you end that sentence if we were sitting here talking about if Derrick Rose didn't get injured, what would be the rest of that sentence?
You might be looking at the coldest two guard that ever played a game of basketball. If not, if they were to switch him up to the one guard or in his, you know, situations of the coldest guard at that time, period.
So
like
one of the greatest for me would be one of the greatest to ever do it, bro, because the dude evolutionized basketball. He was a go hard person. You look like you see flashes of how Zeke used to play, Isaiah Thomas, and certain, you know, Penny Hardaway, AI, you know what I'm saying? But this dude went 130 at the height of his career. I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying the height of what? What's his height?
6 foot? Is it 6
foot?
I've been thinking 6 foot. But this guy went non-stop, bro. Like, he was a baller. He did extraordinary stuff on a regular and he made it look regular. Like it was regular, you know what I'm saying? So in that interview, he really taps on it to say, how would you finish that sentence for Derrick Rose? And I would say, if he didn't get injured, he would definitely be locked in as probably one of the greatest to ever do it at that position. Bro.
I still have him locked. I don't think he gets enough.
He worked his ass off now.
I don't think he gets a recognition. Like,
I think he do because people.
It's different. It's different. Like take a player like him, like D Rose, opposed to Westbrook. We see the downfall of Westbrook right now, right?
Yeah.
And you could say that they play the same position or they might not play the same position. I don't care what your category off of it is. What I'm basically saying is a player like those two in comparisons. And we see what Westbrook used to do back in the days. Opposed to now?
But I tell you one thing with Rose, he had a season-ending injury. For Westbrook, nothing was season-ending for him.
Nothing.
He just totally went down the wrong side with his basketball game. So that's why I can sit here and say that, okay, if Derrick Rose never got injured, where would he be right now? But even with him getting injured, I think he showed just as much heart, just as much as tenacity.
He would be considered a great.
Bro.
He would be in the discussions of the greats. I think, in my opinion, I think it takes a person to have to be over his height to be talked about as a GOAT. But if you look at what he has did as far as the game-changing abilities, the slasher, you don't hear about the slasher. You don't hear about the game changer no more. All they talk about is this, that.
You know why though, right? Because them boys put their body on their line when nobody else would. For Rose, like I said, I don't count his career as a failure because, like I said, in this interview, he talks about, his family not having anything, him being the MVP of some of the things that he done. Where I told you, is him being the first-time millionaire in his family, making six figures, or going to college, setting milestones for himself. Those were his personal milestones. So
the high schools.
Like this dude was real humble to say what he said in this interview, bro. And I thought that was dope because he could have focused on the NBA career.
He was really like painting pictures
of everything.
How it was.
He was.
He in a New York barbershop.
Right.
He telling how it is. You know what I'm saying, on the south side or the east side of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like
growing up.
Shout out to the Chi though, by the way too.
Yeah, shout out to the city of Chi. Go down there, man. It's a lot that goes on. Beautiful city, beautiful people. Not everybody makes it out of Chicago, and unfortunately. And that's why I had to bring it up with D Rose, man, because I feel like throughout the whole scenario, the Rose did grow in the concrete. You know what I'm saying? And so to speak, that's why I'm bringing it up because he's not looking at his career. Everybody calls him a bust because the MVP thing. He looks at his MVP as. He said it. MVP is not this and not that. It's to me. MVP is being able to run. I got businesses, you know what I'm saying? I got stuff that I'm doing for the youth. I got a library, he says. He goes on to say, he's in the community, you know what I'm saying? Working and making things better.
And you can't do none of that without living.
Can't do none of it without living. I never called a dude a bust. I watch him grind. He has suffered other injuries other than the season in the industry with Chicago. Went to the Knicks, the Jazz, Cleveland. I'm missing a few other teams, but to see him kind of still orchestrate and be around the league, man, is a gift in its own, man. And those are the players that you only see once in a lifetime, man. And that was a once in a lifetime guy.
Here's the thing, too, real quick, since we on this. I don't see how, why, or once again, how anybody who sit up here ain't never, or if they even did hoop, and they got, you know what I'm saying, to a certain point in their life, if you were to play this dude in one-on-one,
get your knees busted,
and you said that he was a bum,
man.
Like, go ahead and play that dude in one-on-one, you know what I'm saying, before you talk that bull, you know what I'm saying? Like, he busting your ass. He busting you. He busting you quick. Like, I guarantee, like, if you were to play him, you would almost have to be on the tip of having to play
Yeah.
over there and overseas,
Yep.
damn near being able to get drafted
Yep.
from out of college,
Yep.
play college ball in order to compete with this dude.
Yep.
Till you coming, dumbass folk, you know what I'm saying? Like, shut up, bro.
Man.
Like, recognize, you know what I'm saying, real where it is, you know what I'm saying, to stay in your lane.
Bro. Yeah.
You feel me? Like, that's the biggest thing with us, though. Like, I've noticed, like, we be so quick to sit here, man, I'll go ahead and buzz and give him the business. Back in my heyday, man, I was one of the coldest in horse.
Mm-hmm.
I used to beat everybody in horse.
Right.
Horse, my guy. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on now. Well, yeah, I that's really all I had to say off of it, man.
I ain't gonna spend too much time on it because I just felt like I needed
That's
to
a
bring
cold
it up.
hookup.
Dope interview, like I said. Y'all, it was so dope. Y'all can hear it one more time here, you know what I'm saying, right here on One Buck Podcast. But y'all did get a chance to listen to the audio. If y'all do want to hear it, simply rewind that, hit that rewind button. Y'all can check it out right here on the show again. But, you know, we don't want to get copyrighted. That's why we never bring you guys the actual video because we don't want to put ourselves in a situation where we could possibly get copyrighted. So we use the audio. We give you guys the image so you guys can feel like you guys are watching the thing live as well. But look, I'm not going to spend too much time on that because I know you got something that you want to get into. You know what I mean? And we're going to do that, man. So, you know, without further ado, man, the floor is yours, fam.
You know what I'm finna get into. I'm finna give you that switcheroo with that situation with, you know, Kanye. And I know that this is gonna go on and on and on and on and on. And this is where I'm leaving it at. It's becoming a thin line between love and hate when it comes to different things. But he's pretty much put it out there. Once again, when they get you, they what? They got you.
We know that.
So, you know what I'm saying? They done yanked the old boy. They done yanked him from Balenciaga. By now, he done try to go up in Skechers. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere. And he's blackballed.
Yeah, he's blackballed.
My guy, look. Your brand is 100% owned by you. You were worth what? 1 billion?
Billions. He said he was Michael.
1 billion?
He said he was Michael. He said I'm the new Michael, right?
Adidas withdrew. So basically what you need to go ahead is just go ahead and press it up like, what was my name? That was my man name for Apple, who was working out of the basement, not the basement, but the garage of his people shit. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and press you up a hookup to get the sneakers running.
I think that's what it's
but
about.
But stand behind your peoples.
Right.
And I get it now. Like, I get it. But a lot of us didn't at the time because you were so complex, like, with things.
I think listening, like I told you, man, with Kanye it's always more to what Kanye says. And everybody said this on plenty of interviews with Kanye.
You and said it.
They're confusing, you know what I'm saying? But the dude is a genius, man. He's too smart for his own good.
Is he?
You look at what we aired out on One Buck, right? And a lot of people
I'm just saying, no, is he?
Right,
Do you feel like
I feel like he is, and I'm gonna tell
because
you
a
why.
lot of people mock that genius shit when it comes down to it.
I will tell you why, man. Because the dude Kanye has broke grounds, bro. Kanye has broke grounds since he came into the game.
Absolutely.
You know, I just seen this other one where I think somebody showed me Katy Perry having a glitch out on stage a couple of days ago where her eye was tweaking out. She was on stage. I don't know if you seen it. But her eye was good, and the other eye was just shutting on its own, like she was tweaking on the stage. That's the MK Ultra, by the way. You know what I mean? For those of y'all that don't understand.
This is the crazy thing. Like, this is the first time I've heard about Katy Perry. You know what I'm saying? And since what I think about 2005, 2010.
He having a mental
You
breakdown.
brought that up. I ain't heard nothing about Katy Perry in a long time. Like, is she even doing anything? But go ahead.
I think it was either Katy Perry or what's her face?
Nah, it is Katy Perry that had the situation on the stage.
Out just not too long ago with her eyes.
The mid concert hookup.
Yeah, when she was standing in the middle and her eyes was tweaking out. This is what the same thing Kanye was going through, and this is all I say about Kanye, man. Like I said, if you listen to that interview that we did on the last One Buck podcast regarding Kanye, he said some focal stuff in there that I don't think a lot of people understood what he was saying. A lot of people say, well, what is he doing to our people and this, that, and the third. But if you listen to the opening of that One Buck podcast, we included it in there. He started off saying, what about the White Lives Matter t-shirt and what he did? And then my man said, oh, I think that's dope, but we want you to go visit the Holocaust Center. And what did Kanye say? We want you to go visit Planned Parenthood. This is our Holocaust Center. Right. So, I mean, I think there was a ton of reasoning why he did what he did in the way that he did it. Do I think it's the best route that he could have went? Absolutely not. But y'all heard it. He said he had 4 shows sold out at SoulCon before he did the White Lives Matter hookup, and they yanked it. And then, not to mention, because he also brought it up that, you know, and that's why I said I don't think he's ever turned on his people, because he brought that up. He brought that up in the interview where he said, well, dude said, well, I want you to go visit the Holocaust Center. He said, well, I want you to go visit our Holocaust Center, which is Planned Parenthood. Right. He said some real junk. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't discredit the dude because I think that he's consciously aware of what he says. I just think his arrogancy sometimes and his cockiness can stick his foot in his mouth to where people don't understand what he's saying and can't pick up what he's putting down at the end of the day because he put a target on his back, bro. Y'all look, Kevin just talked about Balenciaga. That's just one.
They blackballed him,
We talking about Balenciaga. That's just one. That's just Balenciaga.
They blackballed him, y'all.
You know, we're talking about Yeezys. You know what I'm saying? Adidas in general with the Yeezys. Yeah, dude.
Everybody done pulled out from even dealing with him because they feel like he is on like some reckless shit. And this is why I said this. I brought this up to say this. Sometimes when people in higher standings, when they do big numbers or they have money, you probably gonna ask this dumbass question, and I wish you would. How would you know? Because I ain't stupid.
I think
if you dealing with somebody who is a money maker and they get to talking reckless like this, the people who back you, who are the forefront.
I don't call it reckless though, man. After listening to what he actually said,
I'm just saying, like the people putting up the money, who's backing you,
but you can't.
And you say this, but they backing out.
Yeah, but look, bro. You just heard him say, yeah, he answered so many questions in this interview. You heard him during that interview. What did he say? Key moment he said. He said, look, they took his best friend that was recording and documenting all of his stuff throughout his whole career. Took that nigga. Well, this is what we was talking about. We had an episode on One Buck about this crap, about how people could stir you wrong and tell you something different because you listen to these people and turn them against them. So he had his best friend that was his photographer, his video man. He said that the nigga, Hollywood called that nigga and offered him a check that he couldn't refuse and turned him against him. You know what I'm saying? But stuff like that happens, bro. So you got to look at what this man was actually saying in this interview. Like, okay, Hollywood took his best friend, offered him a bunch of money. Who ain't gonna take that? Now you the friend of a billionaire, right? Now you got a chance to be a billionaire and basically throw your friend over the bus or because they want you to do some dirty work in regards to this man. So they made him
Listen to
look
the
bad,
Life
bro.
of Pablo album.
Oh yeah, bro, I have. They made. I'm just saying that Kanye homeboy made Kanye look bad, all for the love of money, like Bone said on their record, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all for the love of money.
Man.
Turned them against them, bro. 30 million to turn anybody against anybody in this world we live in. So, I mean, you got to listen to what Ye was saying. You got to be strong, bro.
Be strong.
It's got to be hella strong. That's what I'm saying, bro. So, Kanye dropped some gems in what he was actually saying. Do I feel like he was self-conscious? Absolutely, I feel like he was self-conscious. But we know Kanye. Kanye stuck his foot in his mouth, though, when he said he was a billionaire. Which Forbes just announced that he's no longer a billionaire. You know, they did announce that.
He announced it at the time when he
When it came out, but he said he is Michael. He is Godfather Michael and all this other. I am Michael. You know what I'm saying? You heard
Mr.
it in the interview.
Jesus and all that other extra, man.
That type of Kanye gets you realistically shunned with your foot in your ass. You know what I'm saying? And had you would have kept your mouth shut and went off the stuff that you was saying, statistics. If you would have went off those statistics, you know, statistically of what you was talking about, more so than making it about Kanye, because you made good points. You answered to me. You answered your point with the White Lives Matter t-shirt. And I think he just did it just to see what was going to come about from it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why I think people, like you said, he's not explaining this to our people, but I think he had good intentions behind it, because what he said about Dog, he said, you know, I want you to visit the Holocaust Museum. Well, I want you to visit our Holocaust Museum. You know, I think that's dope.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood is
and
our
that's
Holocaust
true, though,
Museum.
like,
you know what I'm saying?
it
is, bro. A lot of everything been going on in there, man. And
but a lot of us also know, then that's the problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's deep.
Yeah.
It's deep. It's just basically the best way to kind of put it, like the way that the dude is having antics, and it almost goes into my man. A lot of people don't like him. I don't like how his deliveries be, but once he gets to explaining, my nigga Charleston White, shout out to Charleston White, you know what I'm saying, low key, even though that you being blackballed with shit. Change up your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like get your approach, you know what I'm saying, together real quick, because you getting ready to catch yourself in a situation where you probably might be, you know what I'm saying, dead before you know it. And I don't want to see that. I don't want to see another black man trying to move righteous and have moments of trying to change what the community is needing, or you talking because you feel like that's the only way that you get your point across, because that's what that grabs that listening. I get that. Others don't get that shit. And that's going to be the cause of your downfall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Charleston, you know, I like his approach, but I don't like his approach. But I think he can say what he's saying on the platform that he has. If he tone it down and think about what he's saying before he's saying
he could be as great as like Malcolm.
And that's the point, bro, because he says a lot of stuff, man. Charleston White ain't no goofball. The nigga done been around.
And he drops statistics like, you know what I'm saying, like no other. Like, bro, like he for real with it. Mm-hmm. And he know the law.
Yeah, he know the law.
You know what I mean? Come on, man. Like at some point or another, like we gotta read through the mess to get the message.
And like you said that on the last one, man. I think that's why a lot of people catching scrutiny for Kanye. Like I said, man, I'm not a supporter. I'm not gonna sit here and say I roll with this man every step of the way. You know, there were some things in that interview after going back and listening to it. We cut the tape, you know what I'm saying? We cut that episode. You know, and the whole time we're doing that episode, I'm not sitting back listening to the audio until it's actually finished.
Right.
I could have heard it 100 times. We both could have heard it 100 times, but never took any meaning to it until after the show was cut and actually what Kanye was saying when he called out Travis Scott for saying that Travis Scott was the only one that gave him the information about where his daughter was when the Kardashians stole her in broad daylight, and how he called out Meek Mill and Puffy for the things that they were saying. He called them fake. What he called them? He called them fake something hard niggas on the thing.
Yeah, it was something crazy.
And he had every right to call them that, bro, because everybody's pushing up on their opinion on how they feel about the circumstances.
Not one of us as black folks would have had looked at it like if that would have had been my child, and I would have been in that situation.
Up too, bro. And that's all it is.
Simple situation.
Yeah, bro.
Simple situation.
And you looking at it and people looking at it like it's just the white lives matter and this, that, and the third. Man, it's bigger than that, man. Yeah. It's bigger than that. What's going on?
He doing a lot of different, more stuff with it. But it was the white lives matter situation that just said, my God, you lost your peoples.
To a lot of people, I think that he did, but then, like I said, a lot of people, I think just Kanye being Kanye. But I see how he explained it on that interview when he talked about the Holocaust and everything and how they shunned him basically from SoFi Stadium having those 4 shows.
I get it.
There was more to it, bro, because he was
hearing
they left that out. Yeah. And that's what the media does, and that's what he was saying about with his homeboy turning against him. Like, they use these people that knew you your whole life, and then they dropped in the bag and they want to turn on you and make you look like you crazy or you an animal. You see what I'm saying? And that dude ain't crazy, and he ain't an animal by far, bro.
But everybody thought he was crazy at first because he was on them opioids.
But, cuz, I'm going to ask you this, and while we still on it, because this is a good one too, by the way. Mm-hmm. I feel like Kanye is doing this intentionally. What's your thoughts on it? Do you feel like everything is being done intentionally? Because he'll run his mouth. He don't care.
He done told Boosie.
Told the world.
He said, he told Boosie, what did he tell Boosie? Go ahead, yada, yada, woo, woo. I want to get to the part where he said, like, he was the kid that got bullied and coming back to shoot the school up. Mm-hmm. And Boosie said, "Oh man, I don't want no I don't want no smoke with Kanye." Yep. I feel bad for him. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like, that's a cry for help that people would feel like. Yep. But at the same time, it's like, hold on now.
Just said.
Hold on now. Like, it's a message and everything in the bottle. You better read. You better read it. There's a glass bottle and there's a message in the glass bottle. Yeah. You need to read the message in the glass bottle because it can also be deeper than that. Yeah. It could also be a sign to let's bridge gap. Between my power, your power, let's bridge the gap.
Facts. That's facts.
Let's go ahead and be more outspoken and take over the situation. If you remember right, I remember hearing one of Jay, and I ain't gonna stretch this no more. After this, if we're done, we're done. And if you want to go ahead and take it on from there or keep it going, that's whatever. But Jay said, I remember, and this always stuck out to me. But I began to be confused because he even backed out of Kanye's situation. Mm-hmm. Jay said the record company is shady. It need to be taken over. Mm-hmm. So what good is it if we take over and we do the shady shit that they was doing to us?
Right, exactly. And that's what Kanye is really airing out, man. I feel like the whole thing he said about the Jews and everything, like I said, I don't stand on, I'm not rocking on any type of religion. Throw this disclaimer out.
Right.
Jew, whatever you is, that's your religion, that's on you, that's your choice. But do I feel like all that was necessary? I don't. I do, but I don't at the end of the day because I don't know, man. It's like I do, but I don't. But then I do. You know what I'm saying?
You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't.
I do, but I don't. But then I do because we have to understand what this man is actually doing. He done showed us you could be at the pinnacle of your career, fall down and stuff, and went through what he went through the first time. That penny like he crazy. This is not the first time he done did it. So this time coming through, he's in his conscious mind. He's in his subconscious mind. He's thinking clearly. And I think he's showing everybody this is an example of what happens. He's willing to put it all on the line to show people what time it is in America, bro. And that's where I'm going with it, man.
Well, here's the point, too, though. Adidas had took his design off of his shoes.
Yeah. Same thing Nike did, by the way, when he had the first Yeezys for Nike. Nike took his design off his shoes, if you remember right, and they went for 8 bands. And after he left Nike, they went to 8 bands, y'all.
$2 billion, I think it was estimated that they would be losing.
Yep.
Once he had separated, but you know, took his design. That goes to show the creatism.
Yeah.
When it comes to it, like. Yeah. That's wild. It's mind-boggling. Like he's exposing things and people don't realize it.
What he doing, bro?
Yeah, it's wild, bro. Like,
and that's how I'm saying.
All he trying to do is just fight
for it, right? He trying to fight for it, but he also keeping it real with us to let us know. And I think that he's willing to let it all go and cut ties with everything that he has to show us what time it actually is. You know what I'm saying? They ugly, but I tell you one thing, they comfortable as hell. I don't know about none of them.
I'm talking about it, even his clothing. Like,
I ain't talking about the clothing.
Like, y'all was on board with it?
One thing I can say about them Adidas, and I'm not a Yeezy fan. I do own a pair too.
The technology to do it.
But that technology in that shoe, my boy, it feel like you working on clouds. And it ain't got to be a Yeezy. You can get an Ultra Boost. You know what I'm saying? Any other Adidas with that effect in it. My boy, it feel like you walking on clouds. Your shoes don't get tired of your feet, and your feet don't get tired of your shoes.
Up until that point that Yeezy had signed with them, Adidas was irrelevant.
Yeah.
Nike was leading the way.
Yeah, they were definitely irrelevant.
They definitely didn't have to worry about Reebok.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have to worry about
Fila. Fila was out the game.
Fila had been out the game.
Reebok was definitely out of the game. You know,
everybody else.
Adidas did build a brand,
every top 5 contender in that situation was gone.
Yeah, but Adidas did build their brand. They brought James Harden, Damian Lillard. You know what I'm saying? You know, they had guys on the NFL. You know, they kind of brought their brand back to popularity again, so to speak. And then when Kanye grabbed the whole by the bull by the horns, bro, like he did Nike, he took them to a whole nother level. Adidas did the same thing Nike did, dropping that, man. I said, if you got a pair of Yeezys, though, you know what I'm saying? I see people burning them and everything. If I was you, I wouldn't be trying to burn them. I'm sitting on them or I'm selling them. Numbers is going up on them joints stupid crazy right now. I've seen price increases jump $200-$300.
Might mess around and be sitting on $1 million ticket,
man. Or you can be sitting on at what was it, I think $8,000, or I think some of the old Yeezys go for like $15,000. The red October Yeezys back with Nike. You sit on them, man, you might get the right ticket, man. Not saying you support or you don't support this, man, but man, it's something to talk about, bro. Like I said, man, I just think people, if you go back and listen to what Kanye was actually trying to tell us, Kanye is not stupid. He was speaking in the form of a parent, for one, because what they did to what the Kardashians did to his children. And then two, I think he's trying to do this on purpose to show people exactly what will happen if you're put in a situation like he was and you decide to go against the grain. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is what it's all about, which is good, man. I'm glad that you brought it up off a spinoff of that one. Like we said, though, man, we make sure that you like,
share,
subscribe, and bang that notification bell. Like, cuz, what you say with your ugly ass, ugly ass boy?
I get that from the little homie Eddie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, hey, y'all check them out, man. They real special over there in Cali, but we something special over here too. So
yeah, we your ugly asses. Y'all watching too. We gonna keep saying it, man.
We gonna keep saying it. We running.
Our thing on this show, this is our mission on the show, is to put fat on your head to help you understand, to make you view a situation like Kanye's and play that video back
everyday
again.
life,
man, and hear what you know you heard instead of hearing what you actually sitting there looking at. You what's the message behind it? Cuz what do you say?
It's like I said. Shout out to OG Percy.
Say it again now.
OG Percy. Shout out to you, OG Percy.
OG Percy. I heard.
He sat there and he put it the realest, the best way. or the realest, like however it should be said.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get past the mess to listen to the message.
I heard
Like
it
sometimes everything might be so clouded to where it just hits your ears
so much,
and so much is just bringing in noise.
Facts.
In order for it to come out,
Right.
shoot, or in order for it to come out, you know what I'm saying, out of the whole membrane, like go through the whole ear tunnel, everything to your brain,
Yeah.
and out the other side for you to hear it correctly. But sometimes it's not always some mess.
Right.
You see?
So there's the message, like he said, behind the mess.
It's definitely.
And I think that if you guys go back and that's our job on this show, is to help you guys understand what we see from our end, and hopefully that you guys gravitate to what we're saying, to even just take a look at it yourself.
Man,
and then once you say it, then make a comment on the show like, yo,
don't just, you know what I'm saying, see the antics
Facts.
that Kanye on this, and then you know what I'm saying, like what you doing is you feeling like that person is guilty without reasonable doubt, you know what I'm saying, without even, like, you judging them.
Yeah.
You can't judge one another because y'all must be, you know what I'm saying, on that guilty tip too.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and hear it out.
I would rather stand on something than fall for everything. And I really think that's what Kanye is doing. He said he was Michael, he was the billionaire, this, that, and the third. And I think he's willing to put his life on the line to bet that gamble just to show the masses what time it is in America, who runs America, why they run America, and most importantly, how they will continue to run America, bro.
It's gotta be a reason for J.P. Morgan
to drop out.
Peel out your bank account.
Facts,
I don't know where that money went. We don't know where that money went. He may have, you know, had to go collect it or pull it up out of there, whatever the case may be, but they forced him.
Yeah, they forced him. They put his hand on the line.
So, I mean, y'all wake up and think like this. I just got my paycheck deposited into my account at my bank.
Facts.
I said that they ain't treating me right because they Jewish. Or whatever the case may be. I don't really care what the excuse out of, because the bank ain't had nothing to do with it unless it had something to do with it.
Exactly. You just said it right there.
And then all of a sudden they called you 3 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning. You wipe the sleep out your eye. You on a conversation on the phone like, Mr. Yada, yada, yada. I'm going to need you to come down here to the bank. We have a discrepancy about your account where we're just going to have to go ahead and close it out. And they don't give you a good enough reason. You're going to be that same common ass person in the world trying to make a lawsuit because you feel like it's a problem. But because he on the plateau of what he's on, he's in a different bracket than us. He can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. You in that situation, you got kids to feed. Man needs some cereal the next morning because you running low. And they just emptied out your bank account telling you, like, you need to come get this check. We're done with you.
Done with you. Wipe you out, finito, finished.
You looking like, what I do?
Do your research, man, on this Kanye tip, man. Like I said, this is definitely a dope one. I think this is something we'll continue to keep bringing up as things progress.
Absolutely.
I think we'll have maybe down the road just do a show after everything is said and done to see what the progress of it is. I think they clean him dry, wash him away. I think he said enough, you know, in the last runs that he's had where they've had control of him, and then he breaks down out of these quote-unquote things. And he's showing us something right now, man. And showing you guys something for you guys to see that no matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter what opportunities you think you have, you know, hey, you see what's going on in the world. So wake up, like Cuz said. There's a message, you know, that I think a lot of people are missing the message. And if you listen to it enough, I think you'll begin to catch on.
Yeah.
We've caught on here, you know what I mean, at the Buck, just hoping that y'all catch on, cuz. Always a pleasure locking in, man, getting this stuff done, man. It's always a pleasure to y'all, too, man. You as the viewers interacting, engaging. Please, let's not lose the interaction and the engaging like we have been doing. And let's run it up, man, and let's keep it doing what it do at the end of the day. We're going to pick up what we put down like we always say on this one, on the next one. And this is One Buck.
Well, we keep it a buck,
And we hope y'all keep it a buck, too. Peace.